So everybody's been in love before. And I'm sure you know that love can make you do some crazy things and make you tolerate some things too. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute and think about that person that you were in love with. Think about the good times, the bad times, and think about the times when no one can tell you anything bad about that person because she was just so in love. And then I want you to open your eyes. I want to share a story with you about a woman who was just simply in love and just went through her worst times. So she started off in college. She was a freshman. She just turned 18 and she thought she met the man of her dreams. She got pregnant along the way and they got married. About a year and a half into their marriage, they had a second child. And at 13 months, he was diagnosed with leukemia, which is about the same time her husband went and joined the Navy. So she ended up moving home, ended up staying with family. Later on, when her husband came back to get her, they moved to a different state, and she was pregnant with baby number 3. During that time, she found out that her husband was doing some awful things behind her back that she considered cheating. But she was a stay-at-home mom. She had 3 kids. This was her first love. In fact, this was her first everything. And she wasn't going to let it go that easy. So, 2 years later after that, she ended up getting pregnant with baby number 4. And this time, things got even worse. In fact, she even moved back to her home state to stay with her family for a little while. Until her husband talked her into coming back and said that he would help watch the kids for her. Well, what do you think happened? She moved back, and guess what? This time, things was even worse than before. She dealt with abuse mentally and abuse physically right in front of her kids. She found out that her husband had a girlfriend that he was living with. And then, most of all, he wasn't paying any child support or helping out with the kids like he said he would. So, what did she do? Right, she moved back with her family to get help. That was the only help she had. In fact, her husband was the only help that she thought she had in that state. She moved back, and of course, her husband said again, if you come back, I'll even watch the kids so that you can get a job. Now remember, when she went before, her husband promised her that he would help her before, and he didn't. And that time, she went through, like I said, the mental abuse, the physical abuse, dealing with not just one girlfriend, but many girlfriends, later finding out. And also, most of all, she was pregnant with baby number 5. But she wanted her kids to not live the same life she lived. She didn't want them to be without a father. So, she moved back. This time was her last time, though. So she moved. Matter of fact, where she moved was California. This changed her life forever. Because this move, he didn't do anything different. In fact, it was worse. By this time, their divorce was final. And as soon as it was final, he went and he got remarried. She moved back, finding out that he was remarried. He didn't have a place for her to stay for the kids, and he did not want to really help with the kids. In fact, he quit his job so that he wouldn't have to pay child support. Love, right? Her and her kids were homeless. They lived in a van in a church parking lot. With all that, this mom homeschooled her kids. They participated in sports like basketball and swimming, as well as homeschooling. They took showers at the YMCA. This mom knew something had to change. So she was asked to speak on the news about her current situation, which she did. But nobody understood, really. People blamed her for believing in him, for trusting in him, for putting her kids back and forth situation. So, when she got help, she moved back but it wasn't easy because this time she didn't have any money. She moved back. She had 5 kids. She was homeless for a total of 3 years. She finally received help, and now she has her own home, and now a place called Humble Designs actually furnished her whole place for free. And the best part is her kids, they are now enrolled in public school and actually are doing above their grade level, which is awesome. She has a job staying at home, and guess what? She's been asked to speak everywhere, literally. She's been on the news a few times, she's been in newspapers, she's spoken at many different conferences, and she tells her story all over. This woman is my sister, Angela Boyce. She has 5 kids, and she was just in love, but it came at a cost. Thank you.